now told that shoot and sight orders have been issued in various areas of northeast Delhi by the Delhi police. Remember, the Delhi police finding itself on the back foot now. Shoot and sight orders have been issued. Najib Jung, former LG, is still with us. Mr. Jung, do you believe that this is simply now the only way in which the Delhi police can restore its command and authority on the ground? For 48 hours, the police seemingly has been directionless, leaderless. Do you believe that this at least might give the police needs clarity from the top? It's not been coming so far, and the only option in such a situation then is shoot at sight orders.
I believe this order should have come 24 hours before at least. We have lost 10 lives, including a constable, including a DCP being injured. This is not acceptable. This shoot and sight order should have come 24 hours ago, if not even earlier. So I repeat that Delhi police has been lax in gathering intelligence, in taking prompt action, and as we say in Urdu, der aaye durust aaye. I hope that they are able to control it. Like I said, there are 75,000 policemen in Delhi. Withdraw some of them from VIP duties, put them on the job, and get this thing in order. It is unacceptable that Delhi should be under fire for 4 days.
And it is under fire at a time when KC Singh, as we've been saying, the US president is in town. This was supposed to be Prime Minister Modi's big day. These images are embarrassing. The global media is going to latch onto this. This is the darker side of India that's coming to the fore. I mean, surely the Home Ministry, therefore, will be seen to have only embarrassed the Prime Minister.
Yes, it's absolutely, I just can't believe it that Prime Minister would not be unhappy with this. Because you wanted the focus on the Trump visit. The focus has been on the Trump visit, and you don't want any competing images. But I think they might have fallen into a trap because they didn't want to take this action too early, because while Trump is here, you also don't want that shoot at sight orders have been issued. So then you don't know when to get tough. And there I agree with Najib Jung. It should have come 24 hours earlier, because the lesson, this is not the first riot.
Yes.
The lesson over decades in UP and riot-prone states through umpteen inquiries have been that you have to take strict action. Shoot at sight order means you're being fair and you're handling both sides equally. Whereas if the police feels their clear instructions are not there, they'll allow those who belong to the ruling party to have a little more edge. And they sit by the side.
Because the old theory is, Vikram Singh as a police officer, is that if the police doesn't want a riot, or if the state doesn't want a riot, there will be no riot. No riot takes place without the complicity or the incompetence of the state. To that extent, there will be questions raised about direction. Now shoot and sight orders have been issued. These could have been issued much earlier, and maybe the Delhi police would have felt more empowered. We've had visuals of the Delhi police standing by at times while the violence has continued.
Rajdeep, yesterday in a channel I said that the time has come now to shoot at sight orders need to be given. For too long have you been mute spectators and silent spectators in impotent silence. I wish this decision was taken at least 24 hours earlier. You cannot be helpless spectators, and as you very rightly said, it is either my complicity or incompetence or both that gives rise to such communal and violent situations. Come down like a ton of bricks. Delhi demands it. Delhi demands sacrifice to all those lumpen elements and those who have taken the law in their own hands. Give the photo portraits and announce a reward of 5 lakhs each on every criminal in your dossier. Please do that. You have to be cruel to be kind now, because it's already a little late, as most of the esteemed panelists have mentioned.
Harsh Mandar, do you see any attempts being now made at peace and reconciliation among community leaders? The challenge is to involve communities. At the end of the day, we had it in Mumbai, I remember 92, 93 after the riots, Mohalla committees, individual leaders talking to each other. Or is the sense of mistrust, fear now reached the point where even community leaders won't talk to each other?
See, I think we seem to be hurtling to the kind of situation that we reached in 1984, God forbid. And I strongly welcome the decision of the police to take strong action for shoot at sight. As everybody has said, I mean, I know riot can go on for even a few hours unless the state wants it. But in the end, you know, the enduring response has to be to build and strengthen, rebuild and strengthen social relations. You know, what I've seen over these months of protest is a lot of goodwill between the communities. I don't think that the relationships between the communities have broken down. I think it is lumpen elements, violent elements who have emerged and have been encouraged. And I think that they need to be crushed, but I still believe that Delhi is a city of pluralism and of solidarity, and all of us have to do everything that we can to rebuild these bonds. This afternoon, a lot of us had come together. We're talking about, you know, how we can, you know, the Sikh community, for instance, is offering a space in all their gurdwaras for people whose houses have been burnt down. I think that's a beautiful gesture. It is through gestures of this kind that I think we will reclaim a kind and caring Delhi from the kind of hate mongering to which it has been subjected.
You know, that hate mongering, of course, continues, and that is the sad part of what is happening. And really the failure of our politicians to move away from hate mongering is seriously troubling. Najib Jung, let me ask you a final word. If you were still LG, what would you as LG say today to Mr. Anil Baijal or indeed the Home Ministry? What would you say? What is it that, I know you're extremely troubled. You've been telling me this morning that just the images of what you're seeing is troubling you or your conscience. What would you say as a final word?
I would urge the LG to come on national television and make a speech to the people of northeastern Delhi and Delhi to establish peace. I would request the LG to step out and visit these areas and give confidence to the police officers so that they are more empowered. I would urge the LG to sit with Mr. Kejriwal and ensure that peace committees are formed immediately. Both Muslims and Hindus and Sikhs and Christians move around and talk to people and ensure that some kind of sanity is restored as soon as possible.
Right.
I entirely agree with Harsh that there is no breakdown amongst the vast majority of people. This is the lumpen that is taking over. I have said this again and again, that India remains a secular country because 80% are Hindus. It is not because of the 20% minority. And so these are people that we have hope on, and the LG must step out and speak to them. He must visit the area. He must visit it tonight and make sure that there is confidence amongst the people living there.
Let me leave us on that thought. I think all of you have given us some hope as to how we can find a way out of this crisis facing, or the shame, as I call it, of the capital. This is an old-style communal riot, not what we wanted in a seemingly new India. Of the 10 people who have lost their lives, remember, was Head Constable Ratan Lal, the policeman who lost his life when violence was at its peak in Delhi's Chand Bagh. Today, Ratan Lal was laid to rest. Tributes pour in. And I will ask, how many more deaths will it take before we finally realize that the last thing India needs is mindless violence and communal divide? Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.